So this routine really focuses on the lower back. It's quite a short routine, but we all spend a huge amount of time sitting, maybe more time than we're really designed to sitting. We might not always sit in a correct way. And so this routine is great. If you find that stiffness, that tightness in the lower back after you've been sitting, or maybe when you get up out of bed in the morning, the lower back feels tight. If your lower back feels really tight, then just be gentle with this practice. It will ease things up, but just be gentle because we want to build stretch there, but we also want to build strength to support the upper body. So listen to your body as you go through the practice. Maybe do a little warm up first before you come into this practice. Maybe it's something you can do straight after a normal yoga class. Maybe just do a few sun salutations just to get your body warm, particularly to get your lower back warm with a few forward folds. Just see how it feels before you start. So we're going to start lying on our tummies. Ready for some variations on Cobra pose. So coming onto the mat, lying on your tummy, hands underneath your shoulders, elbows really hugged in so they're touching the ribs. And we start with the big toes. Push the big toes away. Push the big toes away so you're really extending through the front of the ankle. Squeeze the calves. Maybe the knees lift off just a little bit. That's okay. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the buttocks. Draw the belly up. And then without using any pressure in the hands or the elbows, just lift the upper back. Keep the neck long, keep breathing into the belly, and bring it down. Coming up again, start at the big toes, work your way up to the chest, and then just lift. Maybe you could just take the hands off, let them float. So you're really using the low back to lift the upper body. Bring it down. 3 more times. Big toes all the way up to the chest. Really suck the belly in. No weight in the hands, no weight in the elbows. And bring it down. 2 more times. Draw the belly up. Long spine, long back of the neck. And bring it down. 1 more time. And bring it down. Just resting on one cheek or the other. Give your arms a bit of a wriggle if you need to. When you're ready, coming back to center, bring the elbows underneath your shoulders into Sphinx pose. And again, start with the big toes. Push the big toes away, extend the front of the ankles. Thighs, calves, buttocks, belly drawn in tight. Grip the floor with your fingertips and pull back as if you were trying to drag yourself along the floor. Get a little tuck in the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Draw that belly in tight. You should feel it stretching. And either coming out of it and then coming back in if you need a break, or squeeze into the fingertips and lift the elbows, just really finding that lower back. Draw the belly in tight. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, 3 more times. Inhale, reach the heart forward, broad shoulders. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And if it feels good, you can walk the hands back a little bit. Get a little bit deeper. Keep the elbows hugged into the ribs. chest reaching forward, shoulders broad, shoulder blades just pulling down the back a little bit towards your bottom. Keep the belly tight, keep the pelvis on the mat, keep reaching back through the toes. Exhale, bring it down. Resting on the forearms, just give your hips a wriggle from side to side. And then when you're ready, come back into Sphinx, forearms parallel on the mat. If you find that your forearms tend to wander in towards each other, you can put a block between your hands just to stop them from doing that. So now focusing on the lower body, just draw the belly in and work your way down. So draw the belly in, firm buttocks, firm thighs, calves, squeeze the big toes away. And then thinking about keeping the right leg long, I'm going to lift the right leg and bring it down. Lift the right leg and bring it down. Keeping the leg long and straight if you can. 3 more. Bring it down. Bring it down. Last one, squeeze at the top and bring it down. Changing sides. Left leg. Long leg, squeeze and bring it down. Squeeze and bring it down. Squeeze, bring it down. 2 more. Squeeze, use your bottom. Bring it down. Last one. Squeeze at the top. And bring it down. Nice. Coming all the way down on the mat. Bring the arms out wide. Squeeze the big toes away. Fingertips just gripping the mat, arms floating. Calves, thighs, buttocks, belly. Lift the heart. Try not to have too much weight in the fingertips. So you're using the lower back. Hold. And bring it down. Interlace the hands behind. Draw the shoulder blades together. Really squeeze the fingers down towards your heels as you bring the shoulder blades together. So your shoulders are lifted off the mat. Again, big toes, calves, thighs, buttocks, belly. Lift the heart. Draw the shoulder blades up and back. Hold. And release. Just remember to breathe into the belly. Give your hips a wriggle. Give yourself a little break. Now the back is a little bit warm, you can start to think about coming up into any variation of bow pose that you like. So maybe bending one leg, coming around to take the inside of the foot, and then the other leg, you can do one at once. Taking the inside of the foot, work around onto the tops of the feet and squeeze the heels down towards your bottom. You can take one at once, or you can take them both at the same time. Squeeze down towards your bottom. We're going to come around to the outside of the feet, so just cupping the outside of the feet. Bring the thighs parallel if they've wandered out. And then just start to think about pushing the feet back away from you. And it will lift your chest. Let your shoulders open. Push the feet back away from you. Push, push, push. Just allow the chest to lift. Breathe into the belly. And release. Give yourself a moment or two. Wriggle the hips from side to side. So we're going to come up to kneeling, but without really trying to change that back bend into a forward bend. So just be aware of any feelings in your back as you come up. So we're going to come up to kneeling, trying to keep the back bend as we come up, rather than letting everything come forwards. Come to sitting on your heels. You can either keep the heels down, or you can tuck the toes and have the heels lifted, whichever feels better for you. The front of the ankles feel a little bit sore. So coming into any variation of camel that you like, roll the shoulders back, so broad shoulders. Keep the hands on the heels, just push the pelvis forwards. Looking up towards the ceiling, lift the heart. Exhale, bring it down. 4 more times. Inhale, push the pelvis forwards, broad shoulders, lift the heart. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. Inhale. Keep the belly tight. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale. Really lift the heart to the ceiling now. Broad shoulders, gazing up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it down. Woo, nice. Coming into a forearm plank. Either with the fingers interlaced or just with the forearms down as if you were taking the Sphinx pose. Forearm plank, whichever variation works for you. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Squeeze back through the heels. So 2 options here. We're really going to just take nice, easy knee taps from either side, just doing 10 on either side. Or we can take hip dips on either side, just touching the hip down on either side. 10 times on each side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep the tummy tight. 9, 10. Bring the knees down. Now we can come back into child's pose. Just gently let the spine round forwards. Coming up into tabletop, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Turn the triceps back, so when your elbows bend, they bend back towards the hips. Squeeze the belly up, rounding up into cat pose, big exhale. Tuck the pelvis under, broad shoulders. Inhale, round it down. Starting to find a stretch in the lower back now, soft shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, let the belly round down, keep it tight. Walk the hands forward, ready for puppy pose. So we've got that stretch in the lower back, just walking forwards into puppy, keeping the hips above the knees, let the chest come down to the floor. Rest on your forehead or whatever feels good for you. Keep squeezing back through the fingertips. You really find the upper back. And walk your hands back when you're ready. Coming back, this time we're going to come into a long arm plank. So extended plank. Fingers nice and wide, hands under shoulders, tuck the toes under, squeeze the heels back. So we're going to bring one knee forward at a time. So really taking a stretch in the lower back, but also a stretch in the hips. So coming out of this pose by bringing the right knee forwards, as close as you can to the outside of the right foot. So almost as if we were coming into lizard pose. And I'm going to take a little tiny press up here. You don't need to go very far. Just a little press up, let the elbows fold down towards the floor and come back up. Change sides. Foot forwards, little press up. Take it back. Change again. 5 times on each side. Keep the belly drawn in. Keep squeezing back through that back heel. That's 2. Squeeze back through the back heel. That's 3. That's 4. And 5. Bring these down. Take it back into child's pose again for another breath or 2. Just get your breath back. And then coming back up into tabletop when you're ready. Opposite hand and foot lifts. So let's start with the left hand extended, thumb facing up, palm facing in, right heel extended, just watching out for the furniture. I'm going to lift 5 times. 2, draw the belly in. 3, 4. The 5th one we're going to hold. And then pulse, little pulses up to the ceiling. And change sides. Right, fingers forward, thumb pointing up to the ceiling, palm facing in, left heel. And lift. 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 4. The last one, hold, and then pulse. And release. Whew. Coming back, child's pose. And coming forwards again, this time long arm plank again. If long arm is too much, just come down into a forearm plank. Just for 10 breaths. Fingertips, triceps turned back, shoulders broad, shoulder blades down the back. Squeeze the heart forwards, draw the belly in. Squeeze the heels back, firm thighs. 5 more breaths. You can either hold the plank a little bit longer, or just soften the knees and squeeze back. Downward facing dog. Just get a sense of the back having a little stretch now. Downward facing dog. If you need to walk it in a little bit, you can walk it in a little bit. Knees soft. Squeeze your tummy towards your thighs. And then walk the hands forward towards, walk the feet forward towards the hands. Exhale over the thighs. Just let everything hang down. Belly touching the thighs. Crown of the head heavy. You can cradle the elbows or just let them hang. Stretching out the lower back, maybe a little twist from side to side. And release. Coming up when you're ready, back into standing. Get a sense of how your lower back feels. Hope it helps. Namaste.